Very good morning to one and all for this Greyhound sales today, the International Greyhound Company at Yarmouth. And we do have quite a few alterations to go through. First of all, to let you know that lot 1 and lot 2 aren't here. So trial 1 is cancelled, and now we'll now skip on to renumber all the trials. So the first trial will be lot 3, Rambling Frosty. Lot 4, O'Neill's Jet, isn't here and will be replaced by Romantic Yvonne, which is Reserve E in your program. Trial 3 will become 2, 4 will become 3, 5 will become 4, and then we move on to trial 6. Trial 5, which it will become. So Tommy's Miss lot 11 will now move to trial 12 and run from trap 2. So in this new trial 5 now, we'll have lot 12, Jim's Warrior, running from box 2, and also Winter's Luna, who is lot 23, will run from trap 5. So she'll move from one of the later trials. So the new trial 5 will now be trap 2, Jim's Warrior, lot 12, and lot 23 in trap 5, Winter's Luna. 7 will now become 6 in the next trial. Quick Delivery, lot 16 is not here. So the new trial 7 will be a solo for Droopy's Swing. Moving on to the next trial, which will now become trial 8. Good Teddy isn't here and will be replaced by Diva Luna, who's lot 39. So she moves from trial 20 into the new trial 8 from trap 3, along with 5, Good as Arrow, lot 18. The next trial is trial 9, Digby Girls So Sassy. Trial 10 will now be Southwind Oz and Mucky Murty. The next trial will become trial 11, and we already know that Winter's Luna's moved forward to trial 6, trap 5. But Tommy's Miss, the lot 11, which I said will move, is in this trial now, trap 2, running against Smiley Girl, who stays in box 5. The next trial is trial 12, move over Julia, Monty and Oscar as your card. Trial 13 will be Good Carvella and Dakota Lady. 14 is still Depot and Nightbird from the Droopy's range. Trial 15, That's Gone and Frankton Grange. Trial 16 will be Mystical Cash and Mystical Luke. Trial 17, Tommy's Una and Jim's Luke. Trial 18, Wait for This and Carrick Rio as before. And the next trial will be cancelled because Diva Luna's moved to the earlier trial 9 and Good Gold isn't here, lot 40. And then we have trial 19, Cascade Hella, Cascade Lockie. Trial 20 is Old Rival and Clinical Edge. And then we've got 21, Droopy's Salsa, Droopy's Vigilant. 22 will be Masher and Rambling Wild. And the last 2 aren't here, so there's no final Stefan's Bolt or Swift kit. So they're the alterations. They are posted also on social media, and we'll be guiding you through as and when each trial appears. Will be lot 3 Rambling Frosty, and 5 Romantic Yvonne is Reserve E coming in off the subs bench here to form this first trial. So Rambling Frosty is a daughter of Swords Rex, an October 24 puppy, just 2 marks on a card in Enniscorthy so far. And Romantic Yvonne, a bit more experience. She's won 3 from 7 in her career so far. She was an A7 winner back in Kilkenny in September. So hair runs then for our very first trial of the day. Hair approaches. And away we go. And a bombing start is Romantic Yvonne taking the lead early doors and goes into about a 4-length advantage round the first 2 curves from Rambling Frosty, a little bit green in behind. And she's quickened on here down the back straight, Romantic Yvonne, and goes into a big lead here from Rambling Frosty, who just can't live with the pace set by Romantic Yvonne. Kicking off the last turn there, pulling ever further clear, and impressive stuff in the very first trial. Reserve E, Romantic Yvonne. Yvonne Reserve E was the winner in the 29-12, 29.12, and beat Rambling Frosty a distance. And the sectionals were 5.84 for Rambling Frosty and 5.51 for Romantic Yvonne. So next trial is trial 2, Stone Park Nathan in 3 and Drombeg Lyra in trap 6. So lots 5 and 6 are next up. Not too many marks on the card for this pair. The June 24 pup on the inside and October 24 on the outer. Our approaches then. And away we go. It's a fairly level line leaving the boxes and matching pace into the first turn. up on the inside, taking the better line, or just running off there a little bit. Stone Park Nathan showing signs of greenness and just forcing Drumbeg Lyra a little bit wide out the second turn. Now shows good middle gears down the back straight, Stone Park Nathan, and goes into a 4 or 5 length advantage round the last two curves now. And Stone Park Nathan, lot 5, is kicking away in the closing stages from Drumbeg Lyra and wins quite cosily in the end. Just showing that slight signs of greed. It's not an easy bend to run first time here at Yarmouth, but Stone Park Nathan, after just initially moving off around the second bend, he straightened up and showed good back straight pace down those big long straights here at Yarmouth and showed good speed. Results trial 2 was at first trap 6 Drumbeg, sorry, first trap 2 trap 3 Stone Park Nathan, I'll get it right in a minute. 28-26, won by 13 3/4 from Drumbeg Lyra, and the sectionals there were 5:38 and 5:37. So a decent run there from Stone Park Nathan in the second trial. Next trial now is trial 3. Will he shine and live to laugh? All boxed and loaded, and the hare now runs. No marks on the card for this pair. Ballymac Cash Out, Nice as Ice, December 24 babies. Hare approaches, gates lift, and away we go. Ooh, 6 just cut right across and cannoned into his litter mate there, and Live to Laugh is just about the leader, but up on the inside, Willie Shine now comes through and hits the front down the back straight, showing good middle gears here, Willie Shine, steering a middle to wide course down the far side and into the third turn now, and it's Willie Shine from Live to Laugh, again just running off a true line, Willie Shine, and wanting the rails Live to Laugh, as we saw leaving the gates up towards the line now. 3 has beaten 6 by around 2 lengths in the end. So a lot to like about this pair. Ballymac Cash Out, Nice as Ice, really, really young greyhounds, but showing good pace, the pair of them. So the result of trial 3 was first trap 3 Willie Shine, who won in 28.36 and beat his little brother Live to Laugh by 1.5 lengths. Sexual were 5:44 and 5:42. The next trial is trial 4. Lot 9 is Mystical Rocky. No marks on the card for this Son of Week and Dream out of Mystical Mold, June 24 puppy. And lot 10 in trap 6 is Mystical Otis, just the 1 mark on the card at Galway in the sprint clock in a 20:02 calculator when finishing second to kennel mate Mystical Cora. So again, litter mates here, litter brothers, and a June 24 litter, and the hare is now on the move. Hare runs. Hare approaching traps. And away we go on a bomb out break from Mystical Rocky. Really traps smartly there and sets up a 2-length lead into the turn from Mystical Otis, who's cutting the bend there. Just runs off a little bit at the second turn, showing signs of greenness in behind his Litter brother, but Mystical Rocky down the far side with a 3-length lead, again showing pace in behind Mystical Otis. Now where's he going to go? He's going to look to go up on the inside, jumps over the back of his brother, but up towards the line. Mystical Rocky sees the trip out really well from Mystical Otis, who showed good pace in behind. Again, lovely trial there for trial 4. 2 young pups with not too much done with them and open to lots of improvement. Results trial 4 was first track 3 Mystical Rocky in the 28.31 to 8.31 and beat Mystical Otis by 1 3/4 lengths. The sectionals there 5.37, a good break from Mystical Rocky, and 5.50 from Mystical Otis. The next trial on the agenda is trial 5, and this is one of our alterations where now Jim's Warrior will run now from box 2, lot 12, and additional runner here is Winter's Luna, lot 23. And you do know that I mentioned earlier on that the original runner in this trial, Tommy's Miss, moves to trial 12, trap 2. So let's just have a look at these 2 runners. And Jim's Warrior is a son of Good Cody out of Dysart Queen, October 24 puppy with no marks on his card. And Winter's Luna is a litter sister to Jim's Warrior. And again, nothing officially done with this pair. All loaded then. Starter will check them. He's happy they're facing the right way. And the hare is now on the move for trial 5. We've got lot 12, Jim's Warrior in box 2. Lot 23, Winter's Luna in box 5. And away we go. Just missing the kick there, Winter's Luna, and moved across into the rails. And Jim's Warrior just about has the advantage. Oh, we forced his litter sister to just check her stride there at the first turn. And she's now lost 3 or 4 lengths in the process. Down the far side, Jim's Warrior into the third bend, still with this 4 or 5 length lead from Winter's Luna, trying to recover from that early skirmish at the first turn. But Jim's Warrior going on in the closing stages, seeing the trip out really well, and wins by 4 or 5 in the end. Jim's Warrior wins trial 5. Results trial 5's first trap 2, Jim's Warrior, won in 28.71. Beat his sister Winter's Luna by 4.5 lengths. The sectionals there were 5.49 and 5.54. The next trial is trial 6. You're Not Forgiven. It's lot 13. She's a Ballymac cash out of Dockle Technic Diva. And Feb 25, so a real young puppy in trap 3 here, lot 13. And Frankton 10 wears the stripes here, lot 14, who's a light brindle son of Grangeview 10 out of Queen Leona, November 24 puppy. All tucked away then in the traps, and the hare is now set in motion for trial 6. And away we go. The first to rise is You're Not Forgiven from the boxes. Just moves off into the middle of the track. Frankton 10 there. He's playing catch up after a moderate break. And down the far side, You're Not Forgiven has about a 3-length lead from Frankton 10, who's trying to close now. It's wide on the track. You're Not Forgiven still with this advantage. Now closing down Frankton 10, but still steering that very wide course around the crown of the last two curves. Just gave away a bit of ground in the process. You're Not Forgiven goes on to score by 2 or 3 lengths in trial 6. So trial 6 was first. Track 3, You're Not Forgiven, in a 28.93 to 8.93. The distance there was 3 lengths. Frankton 10 in behind. Sectionals 5.55 and 5.58. The next trial now, trial 7, will be a solo for Droopy Swing because quick delivery lot 16 isn't here. Now after this trial as well, the track will be regraded, so there'll be a little break after this solo for Droopy's Swing, who is a daughter of Droopy's Flightline, now to Droopy's Dancer, so really well bred here, Droopy's Swing. October 24 puppy. Yeah, so all eyes on Droopy's Swing here. Droopy's Dancer, her mother was the mother of Droopy's Flair, the marathon star, and of course Droopy's Kathleen as well, who broke the track record over 5.25 yards in Shelburne. Head runs for this solo. Droopy's Swing, running from the blue of 2. And just steps inwards and tight rails going into the first turn, Droopy Swing. She just gathers momentum round the first couple of curves, showing signs of a greenness a little bit there, but not an easy track to run first time. She just lost a little bit of sight there at the halfway stage as well. Very, very green indeed, this Droopy Swing. She comes off the last turn now. She just ran off a little bit on the 3/4 pole. And again, just showing signs of greenness and getting used to the contours here at Yarmouth. The time for Droopy Swing Wear was 30.54, 30.54. And now be a break while the track is regraded. So just scanning through the first batch of trials, the fastest of the day so far was trial 2, lot 5, Stone Park Nathan, who clocked 28.26, and that was probably left a bit on the track as well around the first 2 turns, just running off a little bit around the second turn, and he was just in front of Mystical Rocky, lot 9, who won trial 4 at a 28.31, and he's a son of Weekend Dream. We haven't seen too many Weekend Dreams as yet, but certainly showed lots of pace from the boxes. A good start from Mystical Rocky with that 5.37 sectional shows that he can start well. And the trial before, Willie Shine, the two brothers, the Ballymac Cash Out, Nice as Ice, December 24 babies. They, again, acquitted themselves really well, trying to learn on the job round Yarmouth and the first two turns, and they kind of ran off at different stages, the pair of them, but again showed nice pace throughout. So that's the tale so far in the first 7 trials. We will be back shortly. So as the traps swing out onto the track again, just to let you know, this next trial, there is an alteration. It's now trial 8. And Good Teddy, who's not here at the sales, is replaced by Diva Luna, who's been moved from trial 20. So lot 39, Diva Luna, now runs from trap 3 in this next trial against Good as Arrow, lot 18. Now, Diva Luna is a brindle bitch. She's a sign it Ace Billy's Diva, really nicely bred bitch, Diva Luna. And running against Good as Arrow, who's a blue son of Good Cody, had a Good Arminta, September 24 puppy. So again, two nicely bred youngsters with a limited experience. All housed in the traps. And the hare is now set in motion for trial 8. Approaches, gates lift off and racing, and they collide, leaving the boxes as Good as Arrow comes across and just bumps into Diva Luna, who holds a line there and just runs off a little bit, but gets to the front now. Diva Luna has pushed away past Good as Arrow and quickened on into the third turn by some 5 lengths now. And Diva Luna going great gun, showing real good raw pace here. Again, look, running off and showing signs of greenness, and yet is coursing the hare really nicely here. Diva Luna is bounding away in the closing stages and wins handsomely from Good as Arrow. So result of trial 8 was first trap 3, Diva Luna. Had to work hard for a win there to getting bumped on the run up and at the first turn. 28.88 was the winner's time and beat Good as Arrow by 11.5 lengths. The sectionals there were 5.70 and 5.69. Now our next trial is trial 9. In trap 3 we have Digby Girl from that litter that we saw earlier on, the two daughters in opposition here. The Ballymac Cash Out, Nice as Ice, December 24 litter from Rona McCusker. And lot 20 is So Sassy. So both black litter sisters here, running from traps 3 and 6, lot 19 and lot 20 on your card. All looked away then. Checked over by our starter of the day. And the hare is now on the move. Hare runs then for trial 9. And away we go. So Sassy was the first to show from the boxes with an electric break and gradually edges over into the middle of the track. Goes to the first turn with a 2-length lead. Just running off in behind there, So Sassy. They just lost sight of the hare maybe at the second turn on the back of So Sassy, her sister, who's now going great guns around about 4, 5, 6 lengths clear now off the last turn. So Sassy is seeing the trip out really well. So Sassy beats Digby Girl. Again, a nice trial from that lovely December 24 litter. Ballymac Cash Out, Nice as Ice. There was also trial 9 was first trap 6, So Sassy. Lot 20 was the winner there in a 28.37. And Big Digby Girl, lot 19 by 7 3/4 lengths. The sexuals down the card there, 5.56 and 5.40. Good start there from So Sassy. And a nice victory. Next up, a couple more experienced than those unraced pair there. Trial 10, we've got Southwind Oz, lot 21. 2 marks on her card. She's Hawkfield Ozark. And a December 24 puppy. Had a couple of trials at Cork in 1868, most recently over the sprint trip. And in trap 5, we've got Mucky Murty, lot 22, who's had a fair bit of experience. He's a March 24 son of Dramana Bucko out of Droopy's Lorry, and is recently been contesting sprints in Cork and also over the Four Bends earlier in the year, again at Cork in sort of A7 mixed grade. Into the first turn with that experience, takes them along, just spins awfully wide there, doesn't know Yarmouth at all obviously, and has just given a bit of ground away. Southwind Oz is playing catch up, but good on the straights, Mucky Murty, and still learning the ropes on these contours here at Yarmouth. Moving wide back into the middle of the track now. Mucky Murty makes all in trial 10 and wins going away in the end. So the result, trial 10 was first track 5, Mucky Murty, who made all in 28.88 and beat Southwind Oz by 7.5 lengths. The section was there 5.59 and 5.36. Now the next trial, an alteration to the original catalogue, is now trial 11, and Tommy's Miss now runs from trap 2 here, lot 11, who's moved from an earlier trial and swapped round with Winter's Luna earlier on. Smiley's Girl remains in box 5, that's lot 24. Tommy's Miss, no marks on the card for this daughter of Bull Run Bolt out of Stone Park Anya, November 24 pup. And Smiley Girl, a bit of experience in A5s at Limerick, her daughter of Malachi, May 24, so still just a pup. Going in the boxes then for trial 11. Hair runs 462 metres the trip here at Yarmouth, standard 4 bend journey. Up go the lids and off and racing, and the better experience from Smiley's Girl and the better break as well into the turn, leads by a length and a half. Pup just runs off him behind a little bit, Tommy's Miss, as they straighten up down the far side. Smiley's Girl has gone on, extending into a 3-length lead into the penultimate turn. Smiley's Girl from Tommy's Miss, who's just showing signs of greenness in behind. This is her first official trial, don't forget. But Smiley's Girl kicking away in the closing stages and extending the lead to a handsome margin in the end. Smiley's Girl wins trial 11. So the result of trial 11 was first track 5, Smiley Girl wins in 28.48, won by 12 lengths, beating Tommy's Miss. The sections there were 5.53 and 5.45. Next trial is trial 12. We have lot 25, Move Over Julia, who's a daughter of Move Over Char out of Call Me Luna, Jan 25 Babe in Arms, And in trap 5, we've got Montine Oscar, lot 26, who is a son of King Sheeran out of Montine Sassy, November 24 puppy. So they're up next for trial 12. So going in the boxes then for trial 12. Two youngsters here, no marks on their card. Jan 25 puppy in 2, November 24 pup in 5. Move over Julia and Montine Oscar. Pair runs then. And away we go. And a fairly level break leaving the boxes. They do come pretty close together. Better pace up from 2 into the turn. Move over Julia is just about led. She's run off a little bit coming out the second bend, and Montine Oscar now switches to challenge up on the inside, and he's got enough pace to do so as well. He's hit the front now at the third turn. Montine Oscar has gone on, running wide, and green is Move Over Julia on the crown the last 2 bends, and up towards the line. Montine Oscar will go and score by around about 4 lengths in the end. It was a nice trial from Montine Oscar. Had to work hard for his victory and show great pace. Results of trial 12's first track 5, Montine Oscar wins in 29.12, 29.12, and beat Move Over Julia by 4 1/4 lengths. The sectionals there 5.64 and 5.66. Next trial is trial 13, Good Carvella, and track 5 is Dakota Lady. Lots 27 and 28. Hare runs then. And away we go. And the first to show is Good Carvella leaving the traps, just moves off a little bit, maybe into lane 4. Good Carvella goes on about 3 lengths to the good over Dakota Lady, who's now trying to pick up, runs that second pen pretty well, to be fair to an unraced puppy. And Good Carvella going on, 2 marks on the card already, but she has a 4 or 5 length lead from Dakota Lady in behind, who's trying to make a bit of a trial of it and trying to close now up towards the line. Good Carvella goes on and wins handsomely in the end. Both green puppies there, learning the ropes here at Yarmouth. Not an easy track to run first time for a puppy, but a nice trial 13. Results trial 13 was first track 3, Good Carvella, who wins in 28.39 and beat Dakota Lady by 7.5 lengths. The sectionals there down the card, 5.39 and 5.57. We've got the next trial here, trial 14, Droopy's Depot, who is Droopy's Flightline, Droopy's Dancer, October 24 pup. And Droopy's Nightbird, lot 30, is Dramana Bucko, Droopy's Cake, in October 24 again. And there will be a break after this trial while the track is regraded. So 2 unraced puppies here, no marks on their card for trial 14. Droopy's Depot in box 2, and Droopy's Nightbird wears the orange jacket of 5. Head runs. Traps rise, and the first to show is Droopy's Nightbird, who shows good electric early dash into the first turn and has a big lead of some 4 lengths around the first 2 curves. Droopy's Nightbird then from Droopy's Depot into the third bend now. Droopy's Nightbird stirring up middle to wide course from Droopy's Depot, who's trying to pick up now, just ran off a little bit in behind, looking for that pace off the last turn and maybe just glanced off the inside running rail. Droopy's Nightbird comes home by a good 4 or 5 lengths in the end, and very, very green in behind Droopy's Depot. The result of trial 14 was first track 5, Droopy's Nightbird, who won in 28.92, 28.92, and beat Droopy's Depot by 4.25 lengths. The sectionals there were 5.72 and 5.47. So just while we do have a little break in proceedings while the tractor goes round and the grader regrades the track, we can have a look at some of the performances in the first and second sessions. Still with that fastest time early on in proceedings was Stone Park Nathan, 28.26. But there were a couple of decent efforts. I thought Droopy, Good Carvella, should I say, in trial 13, lot 27, showed a nice turn of early pace with that 5.39 sectional and clocked to 28.39, and still showing signs of greenness as well. Had a couple of qualifiers recently, but that was an encouraging effort in trial 13. And again in trial 9, that Ballymac Cash Out Nice as Ice litter catching the eye, just showing raw pace. A 28.37 effort from So Sassy, winning that trial, trapping smartly a 5.40 sectional over the line. So the next trial that we have is trial 15. We've got lot 31, That's Gone, running from trap 3, and lot 32, Frankton Grange, from trap 6. Just one mark on the card for That's Gone in trap 3. That was at Shelburne, clocking a 29.09 in a solo 525 yard. And the Frankton Grange Dark Brindle, son of Grangeview 10, is a November 24 puppy. Everyone saying for trial 15. And away we go. The best of break is Frankton Grange up on the outside, moves into the middle of the track, but goes on by 2 lengths, showing good pace here from in behind. That's Gone, who just tries to duck up on the inside, but rather run on the backside of Frankton Grange. Down the back straight then, Frankton Grange has gone on into a 2-3 length lead from in behind. That's Gone, who's starting to edge closer now, coming off the last bend. Frankton Grange still with the advantage. That's Gone is trying with every sinew to close down. Gets beat by about a length and 3/4 in the end. But Frankton Grange wins trial 15. Results of trial 15 was first trap 6 of Frankton Grange, wins in a 28.35 and beats That's Gone by a length and 3/4. Nice trial, that one, trial 15. Trial 16 is up next. Again, we've got a couple of unraced, and we've seen this litter earlier on this Weekend Dream Mystical Mole litter. Mystical Cash is lot 33. He's a black son of Weekend Dream. And his brother, Mystical Luke, lot 34. Again in the same boat, no official marks on the card. And they are now going in the boxes for trial 16. That's it, they're in. Just about to be checked over, facing the right way. The signal there for the hair to be set in motion then for trial 16. The lids flip open, and it was Mystical Cash, the first to show up on the inside, showing nice early pace there into the first bend from Mystical Luke, who ran a little bit green there around the first couple of bends and is away and gone here down the back straight. Mystical Cash has set up a 6 or 7 length lead into the third turn from Mystical Luke. And Mystical Cash is in a bit of a hurry here, just ran off a little bit coming out the last turn, but he straightened up and gone on to win, and win quite handsomely in the end. Mystical Cash beats his brother, Mystical Luke. The result of trial 16, first track 3, Mystical Cash wins in 28.43. Beats Mystical Luke by 10 lengths. The sectionals there 5.46 and 5.51. So the next trial is trial 17. And we have in trap 2, Tommy's Una, lot 35. No marks on the card for this daughter of Iconic Rory out of Droopy's Good Time in December, 24 puppy. And in the orange of 5, we've got Jim's Luke, lot 36, who's got plenty of experience over in Limerick, running in A6 company over the 525 yard trip. Just about to be checked over then in trial 17. There runs. And away we go. And Tommy's Una is the first to leave the gates and has a length lead, crossing the winning line for the first time. Tommy's Una then, with now up on the outside, Jim's Luke is trying to launch her challenge coming out the second bend. Tommy's Una, though, she's hanging tough up on the inside and she's quickened away now into the third turn and gone on by 2.5 lengths, just running off a true line there, showing signs of greenness, giving the opportunity for Jim's Luke to come up on the inside to challenge, but she's straightened up, she's gone on again. Tommy's Una, gritty, out in front and kicked on and won the trial despite just running off round the last 2 curves. The result of trial 17 was first trap 2, Tommy's Una, who won in 29.10, 29.10, and beat Jim's Luke by 2 1/4 lengths. The sectionals there were 5.57 and 5.62. Now our next trial is trial 18. We have 2 puppies here, one of them really young, got 1 mark on the card. Wait for this is lot 37. Had a 1950 solo trial in Shelburne over the 350 yard trip, and running against Carrick Rio, lot 38. There's a son of Ballymat Best and a Ballymat Beanie, an August 24 whelp with no marks on his card. Wait for this is a Droopy's Flightline bitch as well. Jan 25 puppy, so really young out of Droopy's Avatar. So a couple of nice types in the next. Trial 18 will be with us shortly. So just about to be checked over then for trial 18. Wait for this in 2. Carrick Rio in 5. Hair runs. And we're away, and it is Carrick Rio the first to show from the traps and showing the better early dash into the turn. Carrick Rio going clear around the first 2 curves from Wait for This, who's taken a tighter line. He just ran off there, Carrick Rio. Lost a bit of ground, but he straightened up and showing good pace on the straights now and reaches the 3rd turn with a big lead here. And again, he's run really wide on the curves. Carrick Rio, though, straightens up, still has around about a 4 length lead. and he's kicking on in the closing stages and wins it well. Carrick Rio showing good raw pace there and beat Wait for This quite convincingly. Wait for This, look, going round to the drop and staying nicely, this daughter of Droopy's Flight Line, the Droopy's Avatar. So trial 18 was first trap 5, Carrick Rio, won in 28.80 to 8.80. The second was trap 2, Wait for This, beaten 4 3/4 lengths. The sectionals there were 5.72 and 5.49. Next trial is trial 19, where the greyhounds are behind the boxes. Cascade Healer is in trap 2 here, lot 41. She ran in a race in Thurles just the other day. And then against Cascade Loki, who has no marks on his card. He's a Dramana Bucko, Cascade Phantom, a litter brother to Cascade Healer. How runs then? Lids rise and will weigh and racing to a fairly level line, leaving the boxes. Cascade Healer, though, now goes on, showing slightly better early from her brother, Cascade Lockie, who drops up on the inside to challenge, but he climbed all over the back of his sister there and has lost around about 4 lengths in running. Healer now goes on. Cascade Healer with now a 2.5 length lead. And again, Cascade Loki showing good pace in behind, but he is green. No marks on his card. The better experience is counted here. Cascade Healer has gone on, but look at this. He was determined, wasn't he? He's got the job done in the end. Cascade Loki showed all sorts of pace and has got up in the dying strides for one so green. So to trial 19 was first trap 5, Cascade Loki, wins in 29.52 to 9.52 and beat his sister Cascade Healer by half a length. The sectionals there were 5.68 and 5.74. Now our next trial is trial 20. Trap 3 is Old Rival. No marks on this son of good Cody out of Droopy's Pen. A Jan 25 youngster, so really young. And Clinical Edge, again, no marks on the card for this daughter of Ballymac Cash Out of Nice as Ice, December 24. Just about to be checked over then. 2 raw pups here in opposition for trial 20, and the hare is now set in motion. Stand by. Lids rise away and racing, and a good break from Old Rival, who takes this trial by the scruff of the neck early doors and goes on showing good early dash here and has gone 2 lengths clear. Clinical Edge ran the bend really well there and has closed down going into the halfway marker. Drops up on the inside and now noses ahead at the third turn now. Clinical Edge has got on. Ran off a true line a little bit there around the last 2 bends, but still has a narrow advantage. Battling back on the far side is Old Rival, but seeing the trip out really well. Clinical Edge, again showing really nice pace to come from off the speed to win trial 20. Another decent trial there, trial 20, won by Clinical Edge, trap 6, who won in 28.56 and beat Old Rival in trap 3 by 2 lengths. The sectionals there were 5.38 and 5.51. The trial 21 is upon us Droopy's Salsa in trap 3 and Droopy's Vigilant in trap 6. Salsa is Droopy's Flight Line out of Droopy's Dancer, October 24. Another October 24, Droopy's Vigilant, but Dramana Bucker and Droopy's Pickles. Hair runs then for trial 21. Lids rise and completely blowing the start was Droopy's Vigilant, and it's Droopy's Salsa that has a big lead in the early stages of trial 21 and goes on. Droopy's Salsa then with around about an 8th length advantage from Droopy's Vigilant, who was very, very sleepy to go from the boxes, but he's trying to pick up going into the third turn. Droopy's Salsa then still with this big lead from Droopy's Vigilant, who hasn't given up the ghost by any means, and Droopy's Salsa has gone on and scored courtesy of that poor break from Droopy's Vigilant in trial 21. So the result of our penultimate trial, trial 21, was first trap 3, Droopy's Salsa, won in 28.70 to 8.70 and beat Droopy's Vigilant by 11.5 lengths. The sections down the card there, 5.57, and that's 6.06 from the very slow break from Droopy's Vigilant. The final trial of the day is trial 22. Trap 2 is Masher, lot 47. Daughter of Good News, who's got 1 mark on her card. And Rambling Wild in trap 5, who's had 3 trials so far to qualify. The daughter of Drota's Wildcat out of Lily White Gold, a Jan 25 puppy. She's got a 30-24 winning trial in Cork as her last mark on a card on the 10th of April. Grounds in the boxes then for the 22nd and final trial of the day here at Yarmouth. Hare runs. Trap 2 is Masher, and trap 5, Rambling Wild. And away we go, and Rambling Wild has bolted out the boxes and quickly has a 5-length lead already from Masher, who blew the break. And it is in the lead now, Rambling Wild, some 8 lengths clear. Coming out the second turn and going down the far side, Rambling Wild then, a daughter of Drota's Wildcat. She's got a big lead here of some 10 lengths from Masher, who can't quite live with the pace shown by Rambling Wild. As they come off the final curve, Rambling Wild running the bend much better than the first two, has gone on to score quite handsomely in the end. Rambling Wild wins our 22nd and final trial of the day. So the result of the 22nd and final trial of the day was first track 5 Rambling Wild, who won in 29.39, 29.39, and beat Masha by 11 and a quarter lengths. Sectionals there was 6.11 and 5.52. The auction should be taking place at around noon, I guess. We'll have a quick run through some of the eye catchers of the day. Stone Park Nathan in the second trial won in 28.26. So that still stands as the fastest of the day. That was just in front of trial 4, where Mystical Rocky was a very quick breaker and won in 28.31. We saw some nicely bred Ballymac cash outs from the McCusker team. Willie Shine won his trial, and his brother actually ran well, Live to Laugh as well. That was in a 28.36. And spinning on through some of the trials, again, So Sassy from that same litter, clocked to 28.37, which again was one of the quickest of the day. A good effort from Smiley Girl. She won in a 28.48, won her trial by 12 lengths, lot 24, from one of those kind of more experienced greyhounds with a bit of race form on her card. Good Carvella caught the eye, showing really good early dash in the middle part of the session. Lot 27 clocked to 28.39. That was quite an eye catcher for if you're looking for an early pace type. Frankton Grange, another one that showed blistering early dash, clocked at a 5.42 sectional and a 28.35 end time. With That's Gone, the trial mate, running on well in the closing stages, getting beat only a length and 3/4. That was a really well put together trial. A good effort from Mystical Cash from that Weekend Dream litter, the June 24 litter. And Carrick Rio showed nice pace as well and left a lot on the track. Despite clocking 28.80, there's surely plenty more to come from him. But lots of really nice, solid efforts. Clinical Edge was another greyhound from that same Ballymac cash out litter. So plenty to look forward to. We'll have a break. You can gather your thoughts, and the auction will start at around about noon.